Happy Homebrew Wednesday, folks. Ryan Patrick Murphy here, drinking a little homebrew. It's my Summit Avenue Extra Pale Ale. It's supposed to be a clone of Summit's EPA. That's their #1 selling beer, if you didn't know that. While it uses the same hops that Summit uses in their beer, I don't think it's really an adequate replacement. I mean, it's a pretty good beer. Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with the recipe. It's a fine recipe, and I like it. I may brew it again, but I don't know. Something, it is an extract brew, so maybe an all grain would be better and get closer to the actual beer. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. I always go back and forth on this one too. It seems to taste different every time I drink it. So, but no, I don't think it's really a total. It's not a perfect clone. Let's put it that way. It's close. It's close. Yeah, I think it's just extract though that's doing it. I don't think they even sell an all grain recipe of this. I think you got to find your own or make your own, but it is still pretty good. I would recommend it if you're looking for an EPA to make, something of that style. It makes a pretty good beer, and it is clear now. It's getting nice and clean. I don't. Oh, here's my phone. Here, I don't know why I don't have a flashlight in here. I used to have one in here all the time. A little one, with a little clamp on it, and clicky things, and but I don't know what I did with it. So let's see. Oh, it looks terrible from this side, but look at that. It's pretty, isn't it? I don't know. These round, big tulip glasses, real hard to see through, because the light reflects off all the side of the glass. From this side, the light's bouncing back at me, and it just looks brown. But no, it looks really good there in the camera. I don't know what I could do to convey the clearness of that. I can't really see through it because it's just a lot, a big glass. So, I mean, it's really wide. But it is a pretty good beer, and I do recommend it if you were looking for something like this. But like I said, it's not a good replacement. I mean, you'll still want to buy Summit EPA if it's one of your favorite beers like it is mine. Anyway, so I bottled beer Friday. I bottled beer. I haven't bottled beer in a couple months. The last one I did was it was either the coffee porter or the dry dog vanilla porter. I can't remember which one I did. I think it was the vanilla porter. I can't remember how long it's been since I did the coffee porter. They're about the same time, I think. Gosh, I have to go back and look. I still have both. But the little warning about vanilla porter, the vanilla does die out. But anyway, I bottled beer. I get to the point. Gotta get to the point here. Cream ale. Liberty Cream Ale. Decided to bottle that one. Got a little sample of it. A little bit of the leftovers when you're bottling. You don't always fill every bottle, so you got to drink a little bit of the beer at the end. It was pretty good. I think it came out pretty good. I didn't bottle it. I wasn't going to save the sample or whatever in the fridge, so just for the video. But yeah, it was pretty good. So hopefully when it's carbed up, probably put some in the fridge Thursday night, and then have a bottle or two Friday night during the Greg Tube cast. So that'd be a good time. The Caribou Slobber Brown Ale. I put it in secondary this weekend as well. It was messy. It's still kind of messy. I went and looked at it yesterday. It only been there for about 24 hours, and there's still junk floating around in there. Usually when I put in something to secondary, it clears out pretty good. And this one's just not going to do it. But that's alright. It'll be a fine beer. I'll probably keg that one. Or maybe... I still have the Aletoberfest. So I think that one will get kegged next. And then the Caribou Slobber I'll bottle. That seems like a good plan. I use the Northwest Ale yeast on it. So hopefully I don't get all these foamy bottles like I did when I used the Windsor. But, you know, only one way to find out. Am I right? Anyway, Brew's coming up. Well, there's a kit right here. I need to do this one this weekend, I think. This is the Northern Brewer Cream Ale. This is one I do every year. It's about that time. I get a lot cleaner, lighter beers. Not necessarily light as in low calorie, but, you know, lighter colored. You know, they're pretty good beers. I've made this one. This was the second beer I ever made, actually. And I make it every year as well as the Caribou Slobber. So, and I don't ever do anything different with this one. I just make it the way it's intended to be made because, well, it tastes good that way. And don't screw up a good thing, right? If it tastes good, keep making it that way. But it's a pretty simple recipe. You could clone it. I mean, make your own. If you don't have access to Northern Brewer and you want to do this, well, you have access to gold malt syrup or Pilsen malt. You could even go Pilsen if you wanted to, probably. And I think it's an ounce of cluster hops. Might be 2. I want to say there's just 1. Hold on, I can look. Yeah, just an ounce of cluster hops. 6 pounds of gold malt will do you. You know, if you have a homebrew shop and they do the 3.3 pound cans, you can do 6.6 pounds of gold malt syrup, 3/4 of a pound of honey malt, and 1/4 pound of biscuit malt. You're good to go. You know, steep those grains, and then bring it up to a boil and have at it. You know, how easy of a recipe it is. You have that 1 hop addition at the beginning, you're done. Just sit back and relax, let it brew. Well, I like that one, so I'm glad I got it again. And I hope the hops aren't getting old on me here, but it'll be fine. It'll be a bittering addition anyway, so won't have a lot of weird flavors coming from that. And I think I've had it since the beginning of March, so I really need to get it brewed. The LME might even be darkening a little bit. I don't even know how long that takes, you know. I don't know how long does it take for LME to start getting dark. I know it has to do with its age, and it'll darken up, but I don't know how long that takes. So these are all questions. I should go look up these 8 questions and then answer them next week. Let's see. Nobody's actually asked me about this, but I'm gonna bring it up. The Rye Channel YouTube beer. You know, I believe it was an Amber vote. I can go look on the poll, but I believe Amber Ale won. I have not come up with the recipe yet. We still have all the ingredients to look at. Well, I have all the ingredients to look at. I don't know who we is. There's nobody on behind me here. I don't know who I'm talking about. We, but once I get a chance to look at those, and I've looked off and on. You know, it was always okay. Well, if I was doing a pale ale, I did. But Amber Ale got voted. I've never brewed an Amber Ale. I kind of started falling out of favor with Amber Ales, so it's kind of funny that that's the one that got picked. So I'm going to have to come up with a good one, you know. And Amber Ale is, I think, fairly, it's a broad beer style. So, you know, kind of, as long as it looks amberish and it's not really, you know, super hoppy, I guess, it'll be fine. And I'm sure we can come up with something good with the ingredients that you guys suggested, so that's what we'll do. As you can see, I got some new equipment here. I don't even know if I showed this off yet, but this is my new microphone. You may have seen a couple people over on Vaughn Live with this. Oh, now I know it was creaking earlier. Sorry, I just had to move that out of the way, but this is a new microphone, condenser microphone here, and a cool little windscreen, and a mixer over there. The turntable's not new, I've had that, but nice stand, so that's what I'm using here. I hope it sounds pretty good. I don't think I've done record a video with it yet, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. What else do I got? What else? Oktoberfest. I got to keg that. Back to that beer bottle thing. I do have to say, as much as cleaning bottles is a pain in the ass, I do like a beer that's naturally carved better than kegged. I think it tastes better. And that may be my own imagination, but I do think it tastes better. I do like the convenience of a keg, but I think you lose something there. You get a little bit more a little more acidity to the beer from the carbon dioxide, I think. But a naturally carved beer, I think, tastes a lot better. And it's a pain in the ass. I don't always do it. I'm lazy, so I usually end up just trying to keg it if I can. Someday I'd like to experiment with get another keg and naturally carb that. So fill the keg up, throw sugar in. You boil the sugar, priming sugar on the stove, throw it in, seal it up. Probably top off with CO2 on there. I don't know if that would ruin it or anything, just to purge the oxygen out, or just to get it so the keg seals. But then just let it carbonate over 2 weeks. Pop it in the keezer, see what happens. Maybe it doesn't do anything, which it should do something. I mean, it's going to do something. Maybe I'm just wasting a whole bunch of time of not having any beer for 2 weeks. I don't know. But it's something I'll try out sometime. So, cheers to that, right? Cheers to that. So, I hope you have a happy Homebrew Wednesday. We'll see you next week. Cheers, 17.